Now on CBC Vancouver News.
I'm becoming increasingly concerned by the way that Mr. Carney is trying to stitch together a majority government in this country.
The NDP loses another MP to the Liberals as party members choose a new leader. Plus,
what really scares me is that there's so much public space around here. It's such an open public area.
an early morning shooting in downtown Kamloops leaves one man dead and police searching for a suspect. And
this is the first one that's gone this far north, so it is a bit unusual.
great white detected. Scientists confirm the apex ocean predator has been swimming off Vancouver Island.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
Hello, I'm Dan Burritt. Thanks for joining us. The Carney government is now one seat closer to a majority after the NDP's Lori Idlout crossed the floor. She is the fourth MP to defect to the Liberals since last fall. As Ashley Burke reports from Ottawa, the two opposition parties that lost members are now taking aim, calling it undemocratic.
You're all standing up. There you go.
The Liberals welcoming another new MP to their party. Lori Idlout, the first member of the NDP to defect. The Liberals now shy of a majority government by 2 seats.
I'm very honored to welcome Lori Idlout to our caucus.
Idlout represents Nunavut and says threats against Canada's sovereignty played into her decision.
What incentivized you?
Like with any complicated issue, it wasn't just one thing that happened. There were a variety of many things that have allowed me to really reflect on this, and I'm very thankful to be so warmly welcomed.
3 Conservative MPs have already crossed the floor since this fall. Mark Carney bringing in MPs from both the right and now left sides of the political spectrum to join his team.
Let me start by welcoming the member of Nunavut to this side of the House.
It's a big blow for the NDP fighting for its survival, now reduced to 6 seats.
What does this mean for your party, sir?
No comments.
What does this do for morale in the caucus?
Right now, Canada needs the NDP more than any other time in our history. I can tell you that. Canadians are about to learn that real quick.
Idlout has openly flirted with the idea of joining the Liberals, but last week appeared on stage to support the NDP's leadership race.
It's great to be here.
Her party now calling her defection undemocratic.
I'm becoming increasingly concerned by the way that Mr. Carney is trying to stitch together a majority government in this country.
The Conservatives continuing to raise concerns too.
Mark Carney is getting a backroom deals what he couldn't get in the last election.
Idlout's move brings the Liberals to 170 seats in the House of Commons. With 3 by-elections set for April, the party has a chance to claim a majority government this spring. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Lori Idlout's jump to the Liberals also leaves the already small NDP caucus even smaller. The CBC's Katie DeRosa has more on what it means for the next leader of the New Democrats.
With Lori Idlout now a Liberal MP, the New Democrats are down to just 6 seats in the House of Commons, 3 of them here in BC. Another hit after losing party status in the last election.
Obviously, this has been really devastating to lose an MP who crossed the floor.
Former BC New Democrat MP and MLA Nathan Cullen says floor crossing can leave a sour taste in voters' mouths.
You're definitely disliked sometimes from the party you leave, and never fully trusted with the party you enter.
Interim leader Don Davies says MPs who want to leave a party should resign and run again under their new banner in a by-election.
The nature and character of a government should be determined by voters at the ballot box, and last April, Canadians did not give any party a majority.
As for more defections,
no, I've heard nothing, and I'm very confident you won't see anything beyond this.
Idlout's defection comes amid the NDP's leadership campaign. The new boss will have to stem any more bleeding and rebuild.
It does feel like an existential moment for our party, especially as we head into a leadership election. It's hard not to, take this with a bit of sourness, but at the same time, New Democrats, we are the party of unions, we're the party of farmers, we're the party of organizers. So I have to believe that we're going to dig into our roots and somehow find a way to truly build.
NDP strategists say the party is having success at the provincial level, pointing to governments here in British Columbia and Manitoba. The new federal party leader will be announced March 29th. Katie DeRosa, CBC News, Victoria.
Police in Kamloops are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting early in the morning in the city's downtown core. The CBC's Shelley Joyce has more from the scene.
Police tape surrounded this 7-Eleven parking lot in downtown Kamloops for most of the morning. At around 4:30 a.m., shots were fired in the 600 block of Seymour Street. Emmanuel Manny Brooks was wounded and later died in hospital. The RCMP's Serious Crimes Unit is investigating and believes the shooting was targeted. No arrests have been made, but police are hoping the public will come forward with more information. The back alleyway and the parking lot of an adjacent government building were also taped off during the investigation. Joseph Duffy lives 2 blocks up from the location. He says a police presence in the area is a common occurrence.
Normal. There's always cops.
Graham Green lives about 8 blocks away. He says it's not unusual to see police cars and people congregating here at all times of the day and night.
There's always some kind of trouble down here, and it's not surprising that something like this happened. This is a real, this area's been under investigation for a long time now because of the goings on here. Police are often here. They're here because of drug activity, criminal activity. So what really scares me is that there's so much public space around here. It's such an open public area, right? And such a dangerous, horrific place for gunfire to occur.
Anyone with information is asked to contact Kamloops RCMP. Shelley Joyce, CBC News, Kamloops.
Vancouver police have released a photo of a suspect in a series of stranger assaults against women in the downtown core. They're hoping it encourages other possible victims to contact them.
The victims and the suspects were walking the same side of the street in opposite directions, and that is when, unprovoked, the suspect then twisted his body and struck each one of the victims, either with their body, with the elbow, and with enough force where the victims were hurt for several days after.
Police say 28-year-old Dylan Brandon Gaeta has been now charged with 4 counts of assault that allegedly happened over a period of 1 year. Police say Gaeta, who had volunteered with VPD community policing centers, is currently in jail. Homicide investigators have issued a Canada-wide warrant for a man now charged with killing his partner here in Metro Vancouver. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team says in February 2024, the family of 28-year-old Navdeep Kaur reported her missing to police in Surrey. She was last seen near 78th and 123rd Street. Her remains were found in the Fraser River close to Richmond a few months later. Now, 24-year-old Amar Bir Singh is charged with second-degree murder. Police say he and Kaur were in a relationship when she vanished. IHIT says Singh may have fled Canada, and they're ready to work with police overseas to find him. The BC government's House leader says it is not able to censure outspoken independent Kelowna MLA Tara Armstrong after she introduced a bill to repeal BC's Human Rights Code. But he says there are other measures the House can take.
We do have the ability to bring forward a motion, which was also requested, so that all members in the chamber can be on the record and state whether or not they support the Human Rights Code, the Human Rights Tribunal, human rights for British Columbians.
Armstrong introduced the bill in late February to end what she called the assault on freedom of speech by the Human Rights Tribunal. She posted her speech in the legislature to social media, saying the Human Rights Tribunal exists to silence conservative speech by labeling any opposition to the left as, quote, hateful. The BC Conservative Party voted in favor of the first reading of the bill, which is standard practice. It was ultimately defeated. 17 pride groups across BC are calling for Armstrong to resign over comments against trans rights. Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says there is a stalling market for new construction here on the Lower Mainland. The report says slower population growth has weakened demand. While a lot of inventory has come online, there's a strain on new builds. Land scarcity and high costs mean projects are weighed down in the rental and condo market as well. It does paint one bright picture, though, noting there's a lot more of what it describes as missing middle construction. The CMHC attributes that to government densification policies. A popular hiking trail in the Sea to Sky region has been closed for months after 2 rock falls in late December. But as the CBC's Alana Kelly shows us, a reopening date may not be far away.
The Squamish Chief has been closed for months after 2 large rockfall events on the main trail. So when will this popular hike be back open? Let's find out.
We're on a bit of a tight timeline and hopefully things work out. Might go into April a little bit. We had a geotechnical hazard assessment review done, and they recommended that we do scaling as precautionary for the public and for the cleanup crew. And then next week that will start the trail cleanup. About 20 meters of the trail has been impacted, so there was some pretty large sized boulders that came down and took a bunch of trees out. So the cleanup crew is going to use a helicopter. We think maybe 1 to 2 loads, so probably about 20 minutes of flying that will happen next week, and that's just to get wood to site so that they can rebuild some stairs that were taken out by the rock. We understand the Squamish Chief Park is world renowned and people love coming here, part of the community and visiting.
BC Parks is reminding people that rockfall events can happen all year round during extreme weather events and that people should use caution when on this trail. Alana Kelly, CBC News, Squamish.
One of the world's top ocean predators has been swimming off Vancouver Island. Researchers confirm a female great white shark named Kara was detected south of Pacific Rim National Park. As Claire Palmer reports, she was tagged near California last year.
Coming in at 16 feet and approximately 2,200 pounds, you would think this shark would be hard to miss. But sightings of great white sharks in British Columbia's waters isn't as common as you may think, which is why researchers say having confirmation that a shark traveled this far north is a rare treat.
And I've been studying these white sharks for almost 30 years, and this is the first one that's gone this far north, so it is a bit unusual.
Kara is one of 6 sharks that were tagged back in October to track their movements to find out more about where they give birth. The trackers only ping when the shark's dorsal fin breaches the water, with Delmeyer saying it had pinged a few times before he let himself believe that she was in Canadian waters, a first for him. While sharks are more common in Atlantic Canada, Fisheries and Oceans Canada say great white sharks are rare visitors to BC waters. But one field naturalist on Vancouver Island is saying we know there are sharks out there, considering one washed up on Haida Gwaii just over a year ago.
We know they traverse these waters, we just don't often see them. So it's newsworthy in the fact that we have evidence of the shark being there. That's uncommon. And it's awesome that it's an endangered species. Any sighting of an endangered species is great.
Another researcher says Kara will be an invaluable part of a larger data set to help determine how many sharks are in Canadian waters and if we're seeing more due to increased conservation efforts or if climate change is bringing them north as waters warm.
By understanding sharks, by diving deeper into their research, by knowing more about their movement and their ecology and their biology, we're really helping to understand the ecosystem as a whole and how it functions with abundant marine predators and healthy predator populations in them.
Delmeyer says great whites are creatures of habit, and it's likely that the shark has traveled this route for years. Claire Palmer, CBC News, Nanaimo.
The weather update is brought to you by Paul Davis Property Restoration Experts. When things go wrong, we do what's right.
Darius is away, so meteorologist Wesla English joins us with our first look at the weather forecast and a busy week here.
Yes, a storm is rolling across the southern portions of British Columbia, and as a result, it was a wet day across the south coast, and it will be windy tonight. Let's take a look at the almanac. Much cooler than our seasonal averages. Today, it peaked at 6 degrees at YVR. Seasonal high is 11. No solar radiation today, but in about a week's time, we will be back to 12 hours of daylight. This is what you can expect over the next 24 hours. Tonight, down to 5 degrees. It will be windy, southwesterlies and westerlies, gusting up to 70 kilometers an hour. We will see the rain ease off to showers overnight, Dan, and then more rain for tomorrow night.
All right, we are on notice. Wesla, thanks. Hoping for bumper crops, Okanagan farmers are cautiously optimistic about this coming year. We're going to take you there after this. A Nishka village government is calling for reform and greater autonomy over federal housing dollars. As the CBC's Catherine Garrett reports, the village of New Ianch says $14 million has not been given out in a timely manner by its main government.
A public call for transparency and change after years of frustration.
Our goal for the issue is to address the fairness, respect, and the ability to take care of our people. That's our goal.
Calvin Morvin is the elected chief councillor for the Gitluk-Damix village government in New Ianch, one of 4 village governments to fall under the Nishka Lissam's government, or NLG, in northwest BC. In 2022, Nishka Lissam's received $83 million in federal housing funding to disperse amongst the 4 village governments. New Ianch, also known as Gitluk-Damix, was slated to receive about $25 million. $11 million has been paid, but almost 4 years later, the village government says it still has not received the remainder of its share, roughly $14 million plus interest.
When this funding came down, it stopped at NLG, the one-time funding, and they made changes there without consulting the entities, the 4 villages. And that's where our dispute began, was that when that happened with the funding disbursement. Or the disbursement never happened.
Nisga'a government declined repeated requests for an interview, saying it does not comment on internal government decisions and matters. Gitluk-Damik's village government says housing for elders and young families has been delayed as a result of the dispute. And at a town hall February 25th, locals had their chance to ask questions and share concerns.
So centralization didn't work back then, and I don't think it's going to work today either.
The new formed finance commission is reminding me of Indian Affairs time. Only this time, it's our own people doing it to our people.
Morvan says the village wants more autonomy over their own funding, and the next step is to request a financial audit from the federal government and consult with lawyers.
We're hoping that we don't have to take legal action and have the court decide. And that was mentioned to NLG, that we're hoping we can come together and resolve the issue.
Catherine Garrett, CBC News, New Ianch.
Growing season in the North Okanagan is already underway. The CBC's Jacqueline Gelano has more on how some farmers are prepping for the spring.
The ground is thawed and ready to be seeded just outside of Salmon Arm. Some farmers are ramping up with the arrival of spring. The operator of Wild Flight Farms, Juan Payets, says the farm is busy.
We are getting ready our nursery. Trays getting ready, we have potting soil, today we are going to start planting. And in the greenhouses we have prepared permabeds and we are going to start seeding today.
The last batch of produce grown over the winter in greenhouses is being packaged up. The temperature in the North Okanagan is slightly cooler than the rest of the Okanagan Valley, meaning their growing season is a bit shorter. But now, with the soil ready, they're planting crops like carrots and beets under cover.
Right now, the soil, the microbial activity starts, and that kickstarts everyone else. So now you start to see their first worms coming out.
As the leaf emerges.
At DeMille Orchards, Brad DeMille says the tree buds are ahead of schedule by more than a week. Right now, the focus is on pruning and preparing for the growing season.
I think all the tree fruits, including the cherries, peaches, nectarines, apricots, apples, are all going to be in amazing shape this year. We'll see the lack of snow low is going to affect our water content in the ground. We'll see.
Farmers are about to enter their busiest season, but they hope the hard work will all be worth it for what is expected to be a large yield this summer. Jacqueline Gelano, CBC News, Salmon Arm.
Whiteout conditions on top of Grouse Mountain earlier in the day where it was full on winter. Wesley has your BC-wide weather forecast coming up. An independent high school on the North Shore is closing its doors because of financial instability. As our Michelle Morton explains, some parents are worried where their children are going to go next.
The Vancouver Waldorf School has become a home away from home for Tamlin Wright's 16-year-old Arlo. Arlo's mother says they moved to Canada from California after the Pasadena Waldorf School was destroyed in a fire last year.
They meet the student where they are and they bring them to their maximum potential.
But doors are set to close at the end of the school year for grades 9 to 12, affecting about 40 students. The private school relies on funding from tuition, donations, fundraising, and some provincial dollars. In a letter to families, the Board of Trustees indicated enrollment has been dropping since 2024, causing a shortfall.
Ultimately, that decision was made when it became clear that delaying that decision would leave students and teachers with less time to plan for the following school year.
De Kerster says they're worried about what happens next for the vulnerable students they serve and will work with students and families on transition plans to other schools. Wright says they are now looking at other school options.
To find new routes for them and for us, it's a bit of a seeking new horizons, and for them it's a safe space.
Other parents are concerned how some students will adapt to a new school.
You're going to have to walk in there never having been in a school of more than 15 kids in your grade. Transgender, not knowing how to find the bathroom. Like, this shock to their system and like the anxiety this is producing to these kids is just immense.
The Minister of Education says the province will support families coming into the public school system. Michelle Morton, CBC News, North Vancouver.
Day 12 of the war in the Middle East saw U.S. and Israeli forces unleash waves of airstrikes across Iran. President Donald Trump says Iran's leadership has been, quote, knocked out twice, but it's not clear what he meant. Meanwhile, Tehran is also carrying out attacks in the region while warning its own people not to join the fight against their new ruler. David Common has more from Jordan.
Confirmation today from Iranian officials, the new supreme leader has been injured in airstrikes that have been targeting senior leadership. According to multiple reports, he has a fractured foot and other minor injuries. Having said that, Mujtaba Khamenei has not been seen in public since his selection as supreme leader, fueling questions about whether his injuries may be more serious. Both his wife and his father, the previous supreme leader, were killed in airstrikes, and there are questions about whether he was injured in those same strikes on a compound in the capital. All of this coming as there are threats from Iran's police chief for any Iranian thinking about protesting this regime. The chief saying that anyone who even thinks about that will be dealt with the same way as the enemy. In short, they will be killed, as tens of thousands of other Iranians who have risen up over the past few months have been killed, targeted by this regime. Airstrikes continuing against Iran, certainly in Tehran, but also in Kerman and Tabriz provinces. This comes at the same time that airstrikes by the Iranians continuing, showing they still have the capacity to strike even after being hammered repeatedly by both the Americans and the Israelis. I would note that Russia is confirmed to now be providing Iran with precise details about where American combat units are located, as well as American ships, helps the Iranians target specific areas. Finally, when will this all be over? President Trump indicating once again he sees it wrapping up soon without providing any further details. David Common, CBC News, Amman, Jordan.
Israel, meanwhile, has expanded its attacks on Lebanon. It's striking targets in the middle of the capital, Beirut, as it ramps up its bombardment of the Iranian-backed militant group Hezbollah. CBC's senior correspondent Susan Ormiston is in Lebanon.
Israeli airstrikes overnight and this morning hit several areas in Lebanon, in the south part of Lebanon, in Beirut, and here in the Bekaa Valley. This was a car parts shop until this morning when a targeted strike hit here, completely demolishing this building. Down the road a little bit is another airstrike where several people were killed, and there are at least 17 injured in this area. In Beirut, unusually this morning, in the center of Beirut, an airstrike hit another building, an apartment building, targeting those inside. We don't know the results of that strike, and also several more strikes on the southern suburbs in Beirut. We're also hearing from the chief of staff of the Israeli military that it is sending reinforcements to its northern positions in Israel to fortify that border area between Israel and Lebanon. So a lot going on in this battle in Lebanon today with no sign of it slowing down. Susan Ormiston, CBC News in the Bekaa Valley.
The Strait of Hormuz is a key shipping lane for Gulf oil, one that Iran is determined to hold hostage. It's now warning the world to be ready for oil prices to double if American and Israeli airstrikes continue. Megan Williams has more from Dubai.
The three vessels were struck by unknown projectiles in the Strait of Hormuz. On one of them, a Thai-flagged vessel, a fire broke out and the crew had to be evacuated. Not all of the crew members made it off. There are reportedly a few missing at sea. Now, the U.S. military says that it struck Iranian mine-laying vessels near the strait.
We took out just about all of their mine ships in one night. We're up to boat number 60. I didn't realize they had that big a Navy. I would say it was big and ineffective. But every one of their ships, just about all of their Navy is gone at the bottom of the sea.
Have they laid any mines in the Strait of Hormuz?
We don't think so.
These attacks come as tensions are escalating in the narrow waterway through which about 1/5 of the world's oil supply glides. Shipping traffic throughout the Gulf has virtually stopped. Tanker operators are weighing whether or not to risk entering the area. Now, here in Dubai, 2 drones made it through the defense systems and landed near the Dubai airport, injuring 4 people. Iran has also warned that it will begin targeting banks and financial institutions across the Gulf after a building connected with Iran's state-linked bank SEPA was struck in Tehran. People were sent home early from work in the finance and business centers and told to work remotely. Across the wider Gulf, missiles and drones were intercepted. Fresh waves of attacks on Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar took place, and at an oil site in Saudi Arabia. This conflict obviously shows no sign of abating right now, and the range of targets just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Energy, infrastructure, airport, and of course the Gulf of the Strait of Hormuz. Megan Williams, CBC News, Dubai.
A CBC News investigation is revealing how a pearl company with Canadian connections is helping fund Myanmar's military regime despite sanctions imposed by Canada and its allies. Marie Brewster explains in a CBC exclusive.
Burmese or Myanmar pearls, golden and expensive, and harvested in a country in the midst of a brutal civil war. One of the significant players in the international market, Bell Pearl, with offices in Toronto and throughout South Asia, where 2 Canadians, Pierre and Marie Hajar, were directors. Bell Pearl Myanmar owns a pearl farm in the war-torn country. Since the 2021 coup, it has divided its harvest with the military junta through a Myanmar government-run agency, funneling millions of dollars to the regime in a possible violation of Canadian sanctions. CBC News and CBC's digital investigation team spent months reviewing corporate registrations and shipping records. Similar evidence was put before the RCMP by a human rights group almost 2 years ago.
The government of Canada has an obligation to uphold the law, and we pass these laws specifically because it's in our international interests to make sure that the military junta in Myanmar is not funded and continuing to commit the atrocities.
In a statement, Bell Pearl says its Canadian directors have stepped down and that it has always acted in full compliance with international laws. The Mounties say they do not confirm, deny, or release information relating to criminal investigations until charges are laid. Experts say this case underlines how tough it is for Canada to prosecute any sanctions violations, whether it's Myanmar, Russia, or Iran. That's because Canada has a higher bar for conviction than other countries. Companies also have a responsibility, though.
Whenever an entity is sanctioned by Canada and you are a Canadian doing business with them, it should give you pause
Neither Pierre nor Marie Hajar responded to CBC News' repeated requests for comment. Canadian companies in sanctioned countries can ask the RCMP to cut them some slack. Global Affairs can also issue temporary exemptions. Bellpearl was asked whether it had done that. The company chose not to respond to those questions. Murray Brewster, CBC News, Ottawa.
A growing number of Canadian healthcare facilities are using mobile MRI and CT scanners. The technology allows surgeons to check on a patient's progress midway through an operation. Lauren Pelly reports on this groundbreaking tech and its impact.
Portable brain scanners sound like the stuff of science fiction, but doctors say they're making a real difference during complex procedures.
Having the instant feedback is what I think a game changer.
Last fall, Ontario neurosurgeon Dr. Neil Dougal first used a portable MRI during a surgery to remove a patient's pituitary gland tumor. His team worked in a tiny space, flanked by arteries and nerves leading to the eyes and brain.
If we injure those arteries, that can lead to a catastrophic hemorrhage, stroke, or death.
Usually surgeons remove as much of the mass as possible, then wait for a traditional follow-up MRI to see what's left. Now, Dougal's team can scan patients partway through and safely remove even more tumor growth, giving people like Dave Evans better outcomes and fewer follow-up procedures.
I was just over the moon in terms of knowing that they were able to use this technology and it had benefited me the way it did.
More Canadian healthcare teams are now using portable MRIs and CT scanners. There are at least 16 mobile devices operating across the country, and some are shared by multiple communities.
The technology is incredible.
Traditional scanners are large, more expensive, and stay in one place. Researchers who study portable options say they can supplement those devices in hospitals or reach patients in remote and rural areas.
The idea is to sort of flip the paradigm. Instead of the patient coming to the scanner coming to the patient.
But portable machines do have downsides.
There are real differences between some of the lower field scanners that will be highly portable and still the traditional clinical grade scanner.
Even so, researchers say there's huge potential for these futuristic devices in the not-so-distant future. Lauren Pelly, CBC News, Toronto.
Still with health matters, the Canadian Cancer Society is calling for people to get screened for colorectal cancer at an earlier age. This push comes as doctors increasingly diagnose younger adults with that disease. Tashana Reid now with the evidence and why early detection is pivotal.
Steve Slack says he's grateful to be here. In 2018, he was diagnosed with food sensitivities after abdominal pain and changes to his bowel habits. 3 years later, things got worse.
That was just the beginning of a pretty long and difficult journey.
After seeing blood in his stool, his doctor ordered a colonoscopy. He recalls receiving the results.
Steve, I found a very large cancer tumor in your colon, and you need emergency surgery.
At 46, he was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, and it had spread to his liver.
This was the worst day of my life. Like, absolutely, no one should have to tell their kids that.
Adults under 50 are increasingly being diagnosed with colorectal cancer. It's why the Canadian Cancer Society is urging provinces and territories to lower the screening age for colorectal cancer to 45 instead of 50. Recent evidence shows Canadians born after 1980 are at least 2 times more likely to be diagnosed with it compared to previous generations, and more often at a later stage.
I was diagnosed with rectal cancer at the age of 34.
Tuesday, on Parliament Hill, survivors and advocates lobbied for earlier testing. The U.S., Japan, and Australia have already lowered the age for colorectal screening, some as low as 40.
It is not a disease of the elderly anymore.
Dr. Shadi Ashmala treats young adults at Toronto's Sunnybrook Cancer Centre.
We know this is a curable, treatable disease, always if caught early enough.
Routine screening is done using an at-home kit. A stool sample is sent to a lab where it is checked for hidden blood. If positive, or for patients with symptoms, a colonoscopy is recommended.
Let's go for a look.
After treatment and a liver transplant, Steve's scans show no sign of cancer. But he wonders how different things would be if he was screened earlier. Tashana Reed, CBC News, Toronto.
It's called Lost Lagoon. Once tidal, now cut off from the ocean. But there's a plan to change that. Stick around. The Vancouver Park Board has said yes to a plan to reconnect Lost Lagoon to the ocean. The lagoon was cut off from the Pacific more than a century ago after the Stanley Park Causeway was built. Michelle Morton has more on The Fix.
A unanimous vote.
All in favor? That carries unanimously. Thank you, commissioners.
Vancouver Park Board commissioners approving a project Tuesday night, seeing Lost Lagoon reconnected to the Pacific Ocean.
We've seen algal blooms and fish die-offs, so it's really an unhealthy body of water right now.
It wasn't always like this. Lost Lagoon used to be an actual lagoon connected to Cole Harbour and tides that would flush it out daily. But around 110 years ago, work began on the causeway connecting downtown Vancouver to Stanley Park and the Lionsgate Bridge.
That the water is really, it's quite stagnant. There's no in and out. It's mostly just road runoff actually from the causeway, which brings in also a lot of, road debris and contaminants from the roads.
And staff say reconnecting the lagoon to the ocean will restore it to its natural state, something some are in favor to see.
There was all these floating dead fish a few years ago, and I think that's probably not a great thing. And if reconnected, you're going to get fresh seawater in, and I think it'll be better for the environment.
And kind of let nature take over, do its thing. As long as there's still going to be, the amenities for walking around here, enjoying the park.
But why now? The park board says it's actually been an ongoing project staff have been looking at for years.
It's finally gotten to a point where they were able to bring it to the board for endorsement to move the project forward further.
So when might we expect tidal water to flow into Lost Lagoon? Well, it all comes down to money. It's expected to cost $30 million. And now the efforts to secure that funding from various governments begins. Michelle Morton, CBC News, Vancouver.
Many people, perhaps you, like a good mental game, a jigsaw puzzle or a crossword, maybe some Sudoku. We're not the only inquisitive creatures, though. UBC researchers have discovered raccoons are also hungry for curiosity, leading them to solve logic problems. One of the scientists spoke with the Early Edition host, Stephen Quinn, about what's got those raccoons puzzling.
The raccoons really took this on and they surprised us a little bit. Typically, you would give an animal a multi-solution box. So it's a puzzle box that has 3 solutions on it, and you would give it to them, let them solve one, and then you would lock that solution and see if they'll go around and actually figure out how to solve more. So it's a way that we test whether they can solve or innovate solutions to multiple problems. They opened multiple solutions on the puzzle box within the 20-minute trial time. They're kind of grabbing things, like this, like prayer hands style.
Yeah.
Raccoons were really interesting to me because they're really understudied. There actually hasn't, even though we all think of them as highly intelligent animals,
Yes.
Especially if you're from North America, there actually hasn't really been a lot of formal investigation into their cognitive abilities. We're really excited with this new methodology that we're presenting here that maybe we'll get to explore this in some other species as well.
Parts of Quebec and eastern Ontario are bracing for the worst of a freezing rainstorm. Officials are warning of possible power outages and dangerous road conditions. Schools have been closed in some areas as a precaution, and dozens of flights out of local airports canceled.
The weather update is brought to you by Paul Davis Property Restoration Experts. When things go wrong, we do what's right.
Meteorologist Wesla English is here with the BC-wide weather forecast. We get all sorts of variety on the south coast, at least, and a bit more throughout the province, don't we?
We have winds galore across many parts of British Columbia. So batten down the hatches, make sure you put away those bins, your planters, your patio furniture, and it's for the coastal sections and for parts of the interior as well. So we'll break it down for you coming up in just a second. We'll first take a look at the satellite and radar. Widespread rain across the south coast, as I mentioned, and we will see that scattered rain in the interior, but it's the wind. We are going to see gusty winds up to 90 kilometers an hour for areas near Victoria overnight tonight. And with freezing levels lower than seasonal, near 500 meters, the mountains are getting some snow, and that includes the highway passes. So heads up if you're traveling between the coastal areas and the interior. And again, with those winds, we've also seen some ferry cancellations. So make sure you check the BC Ferries website before you head out. So we are definitely dealing with some stormy weather and seeing some cancellations because of the wind. Here is a look at the precipitation forecast, and we will see the rain taper off to showers once the system rolls through, but it will stay unsettled for the south coast for the next couple of days, but there is a brief break ahead as we approach the weekend. Tonight, rain or snow in Cranbrook with gusty winds up to 80 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, just a slim chance of flurries in Prince Rupert, highs of +2. And we might even see some sunny breaks on the north coast by the afternoon. The central interior also might see sun later in the day tomorrow with daytime highs near freezing. For the southern half of British Columbia, we'll see the rain easing to showers in the southern portions of Vancouver Island as well. And then more rain again tomorrow night in Kamloops, variable conditions. Sunny breaks possible, but also the chance of flurries, highs of 5 degrees for Thursday. Here's a look at the next 5 days for Metro Vancouver. Windy tonight, gusting between 50 and 70 kilometers an hour through the nighttime hours. Wet flurries also possible on higher terrain for tomorrow morning. Rain easing off to showers to start off the day on Thursday, but then the rain returns again for tomorrow afternoon. On Friday, we'll start to see things gradually dry out. Hey, look at Saturday. We are looking for some sun for the weekend. And then guess what? We'll be back to showers for Sunday and Monday.
It's nice to have a little break now and then. Westlow, thanks.
Thanks.
Come on, admit it. Do you like a little drama? Well, time to check out emotionally wrought mini drama series, grabbing Hollywood's attention and creating entertainment jobs in Canada. That's next.
Hi, I'm Amy Bell, and this is your CBC Inbox.
Calling all entrepreneurs. Dragon's Den auditions are back to find the next big thing in Canadian business. The open auditions in Vancouver are on March 14th and March 15th at the CBC Broadcast Centre. For more information and to register, visit cbc.ca/dragonsden. And subscribe to CBC's e-newsletter and keep connected with us.
They're the modern-day version of a soap opera. Micro-dramas are soaring in popularity. Serialized, short episode videos meant for watching on your smartphone. A type of storytelling that's now grabbing the attention of Hollywood and Hollywood North. The CBC's Magda Gabrisalasa has a look.
They're packed with everything from romance to revenge. Ads for microdramas or verticals, the soap opera-like content, are all over social media.
Don't touch me.
Series with around 1 or 2 minute episodes have audiences diving in.
You get sucked in, and you're like, I want to know what happens.
Imagine like a Hallmark, but I don't know, on steroids.
Made for mobile viewing, its popularity skyrocketed in China during the pandemic, and it's growing in Canada too.
Action!
Filming near Toronto, this is actor Evan Bassick's 38th vertical in less than 2 years.
They provide a lot more work than mainstream shows.
They're made faster with a tighter budget, say producers.
It really depends on quality, but it's more economical than like a feature film.
Featured on apps like these, the first few episodes are free. Weekly or monthly unlimited access could cost $10, $20, or even $30 or more. It's big business in China, reportedly beating its box office in 2024, making about $7 billion USD. And outside of China, the industry is projected to make nearly $10 billion in revenue by 2030. Studios like Disney are already buying in.
I think with the younger generation, they're watching a lot of stuff on their phone, and so verticals are on the rise.
Unions want to be involved. Actor Toronto recently launched a verticals agreement pilot project.
We want everyone on those sets to be covered, not just with good wages, but also for health and safety.
While fans are keeping an eye on the content.
The biggest issue in my head this year is a lack of diversity.
Still, she's reminding people that it's an industry that's learning and growing, and it's one that appears to be a star on the rise. Magda Gabrisalasa, CBC News, Toronto.
He's totally the killer. Oh, sorry. Thanks for being with us tonight on CBC Vancouver News at 6. You can watch this newscast on CBC Gem, our free app, as well as on YouTube and our website, cbc.ca/BC. We'll have your next local news at 11 o'clock, right after the National. Good night.